the ozone depleting substance in line with the Montreal Protocol and the amendments.
In his remarks, Jim Collin of UNEP touched on the importance of protecting the ozone layer, adding that creating a conducive environment is vital in avoiding further depletion of the ozone despite the existing challenges.
This process poses certain challenges that I think you're all familiar with and which will be the subject of this meeting. These include technology choices, the market penetration of alternatives, financing issues, the need to have trained technicians, consumer acceptability, and so forth. So we look forward to delving into some of these subjects over the course of the next 3 days.
Gerald Mutisia of the Ozone Secretariat expressed gratitude to UNEP for organizing such an event, recognizing that it is meetings like this that create an avenue to reflect on issues hindering environmental progress.
A meeting like this one is an important forum for ozone officers to exchange information on experiences that you have had in the implementation of the protocol. And it's a good opportunity to discuss that you may have been experiencing and to consider and exchange ideas on possible solutions.
Officially opening the 4-day meeting, the Minister of Environment, Parks and Wildlife highlighted government's commitment to environmental protection, saying it is one of their top priorities. Fatou Gueye seized the opportunity to challenge the participants to put in their efforts in coming up with solutions to avoid further ozone depletion, whilst exuding confidence that the outcomes of the meeting will aid humanity.
As you deliberate on issues regarding the protection and preservation of the ozone layer, I want to challenge everyone here present to work tirelessly in finding solutions that will prevent further depletion of the ozone layer and the recovery of the hole in the ozone layer.
The 4-day meeting on the ozone depletion is expected to serve as a turning point in addressing a key environmental concern that continues to threaten planet Earth and its inhabitants. It is anticipated that participants will come out with tangible deliberations that will change the status quo. For GRTS News, I am Abdullah Baji.
The ferry service at the Banjul Barra and Trans-Gambia crossing points has been disrupted by technical hitches being experienced by some of the crafts that ply the routes. Amid a release from the ferry services management says the institution's engineers are working round the clock to restore the service as soon as possible. The GPA management regrets and apologizes for any inconvenience the disruption may cause to the traveling public. The dispatch ends. 10 people suspected of being in possession of narcotic drugs are in the custody of the National Drug Enforcement Agency. Babkar Senghor tells us more about the NDA's latest breakthrough in its unrelenting fight to rid the Gambia of drugs.
The National Drug Enforcement Agency have nabbed a number of suspected traffickers of the prohibited drug cannabis sativa. These 10 suspects are the latest to be arrested in the agency's most intensive crackdown on suspected traffickers in recent times. An officer of the National Drug Enforcement Agency highlights the dangers drugs pose to people, particularly youths, while adding that cases of drug use and peddling is most prevalent among young people.
If you look at most of the cases that we have here, as a result of what? Tip-off information. So therefore, we are calling on members of the public to particularly cooperate with law enforcement officers, not only to relay or report information relating to drug or drug-related activities, but crimes. And also households and heads of house who are also concerned in the management of premises. Let them be very, very aware that Section 40 of the Drug Control Act, revised laws of the Gambia, makes it very, very clear that any person or any occupier who is concerned with the management of any premise shall not knowingly permit or suffer or allow any of the following activities to take place in that premise. That is either producing or attempting to produce, supplying or attempting to supply or to offer, preparing a controlled or a prohibited drug, or even otherwise smoking it.
The NDA, he added, will continue to intensify efforts at increasing awareness of the dangers of illicit drugs.
If you see any individual, and people have the right to their privacy, but the privacy should not be privacy that will hinder the development of the nation or that will affect other people or an activity that is very dangerous towards the society. So therefore, it is very, very important that in as much as we are doing everything possible, task force are there. We've set up task force teams that are patrolling the border. Officers are there that are posted at the border point. Officers are always setting up their ambushes at very odd hours of the night in very dangerous places. They are doing all that they can, but we cannot do it all. If we say that we're going to do it all, that we can do it all, then we are deceiving ourselves. We definitely rely on the public and on members of the public to supply information.
It is the latest move by the agency to rid the country of the spread of illegal substance use and trafficking. For GRTS News, this is Babukar Senghor.
We'll now take our first break. Stay tuned.
Distinguished patronages of His Excellency, the President, say Professor Dr. Alhaji Yahya AJJ Jammeh. The Combined Security Services Agency Sports Committee present TT Life Bond ci Gambia album bu bees Jigéen Bari Fem. Galadina, 31st May at the place to be, Penchami Paradise Suite Hotel, May 31st. Galadina bu rëy ca Penchami Hall ca Paradise Suite Hotel, fanweeri fan ak benn ci weeru May 2013. Titi Bari Bagas Bond, artists in the house, Jaliba Kuyate and the Kumare Bond. Jalex Rukut Bond, Balarans, Bamak Jack and the Jokdel Bond. On the 1st of June, Grand Dance, Grand Soirée in Duplex Nightclub. 1st of June, Saturday, to Duplex Night. Adesek Titi, T-Small, MJ and Jembaya, Manning Mori, Sambaba. Titi Bari Bagas Bond, Gani, Lee, Nananer. The Combined Security Services Agency in support of national sports.
Welcome back. The latest Boko Haram attack in Nigeria's Borno state has prompted President Goodluck Jonathan to declare a state of emergency in 3 states believed to be strongholds of the militant group. President Goodluck Jonathan has ordered the deployment of extra troops to the states of Borno, Yobe and Adamawa to arrest the worsening security state. There we have details in this report.
Attacks by Islamist insurgents prompted Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan on Tuesday to take extraordinary measures to restore security.
I hereby declare a state of emergency in Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa states. Accordingly, the Chief of Defense Staff has been directed to immediately deploy more troops to these states for more effective internal security operations.
The 3 states are majority Muslim and are the stronghold of Boko Haram, an Islamist group fighting to create an independent Islamic state in the north. The latest attacks, which occurred on Tuesday in the central Benue state, were particularly deadly. 53 people killed and 13 villages burnt.
Those insurgents and terrorists who take delight in killing our security operatives, whoever they may be, wherever they may go, we will hunt them down. We will fish them out. No matter what it takes, we will win this war against terror.
The president has admitted that parts of the country are no longer under government control. However, there are concerns that sending in yet more troops to already heavily militarized areas may only increase support for the insurgents.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has asked Russia to not send S-300 surface-to-air missiles to the embattled Syrian region. Tel Aviv has in recent months conducted surgical operations over the skies of Syria, and officials there are worried about the threat posed by the remote-controlled missiles, which can down fighter jets. Let's look at this report for more.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met on Tuesday in Moscow with President Vladimir Putin and called on him not to send the S-300 ground-air missiles to the Syrian government. The remote-controlled missiles can intercept planes and would deprive Israel of its air superiority in the region. In the hands of the Assad regime, they would also prevent the United States and its allies from establishing a no-fly zone. and from destroying chemical weapon stocks if necessary. Vladimir Putin and Benjamin Netanyahu did not make their talks on the